Hey guys, thank you so much for having us today. What a big group. Is this the entire high school? Yeah, 9 through 12, right? Okay. Well, thank you guys for having us again. I appreciate you guys listening to a bunch of old farts tell you what not to do. But the reason that we're so passionate about what we do is because we have been there and we've seen the destruction, we've lived it. So to give you guys a little bit of background about some of my strengths and why I'm passionate in my job, you'd have to know a little bit of my backstory. So my parents they raised me in the church. They were Christian, and they divorced when I was about 5. Shortly after that divorce, I was molested by somebody that my family trusted very much. So this led to some body image issues for me and some unhealthy views of relationships. By the time I was 15 years old, I had several full-blown eating disorders. And I know that this doesn't just happen to women, it happens to men too. But there is that pressure, and that was what I felt at the time. So I had 2 long-term toxic relationships. I graduated when I was 18 from, don't hold it against me, Columbiana High School. But that was my stomping grounds, and I was in some very physically abusive relationships and mentally abusive relationships. So they broke me eventually. My mid-20s, I became a really bad alcoholic. My addictions fed each other. So when I drank alcohol, I wasn't hungry, and I went overboard with it a lot. I was actually eligible for a transplant, getting on the transplant list in my late 20s. So honestly, if you drank like I did and treated your body the way I did now at your age for 10 years, you would be right where I was at. Your liver will not make it that long. But anyway, I remember my father meeting a gentleman that was in recovery at church. They were trying to start up a ministry called Celebrate Recovery. It's one of my favorites. But it's like a faith-based 12-step program. So my dad asked him, he said, I can't get through to this girl. I just can't make her understand how sick she is. And he couldn't. Nobody could. I wasn't listening to anyone until I met Glenn. And my father was desperate at that point because he knew I hated men, right? I had a lot of trauma due to men, so it was a lot for him to even refer a man to me. So I made Glenn meet me at the dog pound. I felt like dogs were a better judge of character than I was. So that's how we got to know each other. And it was great. My brother died from alcoholic liver cirrhosis, and that's why my dad was so desperate. My brother was 44 years old. Now, I know that sounds old to you guys, but that's probably around your parents' age. So it really flies by. But about 3 months after I met Glenn, I ended up in the hospital, Salem Hospital, where the doctor told me that I had no chance. I had been in there umpteen times for alcohol-related illness injury, and I was not going to make it through the week. My blood work showed that I wasn't eligible for a transplant because I wasn't going to survive long enough to get one. So he tried to send me to hospice, and what Glenn did is he asked the doctor, of all the time she's been in here for alcohol-related illness and injury, what resources have you provided her? And the doctor didn't have an answer for him. And now that's my job. We have an office at Salem Regional Medical Center, and we work with people with alcoholic liver failure. We work with people that come in for overdose. We work with people that come in beat up for domestic violence. And we try to help these people and give them the resources that they need. So when he said this to the doctor, and the doctor had no answer, he was kind enough to refer me to UPMC in Pittsburgh, where they told me more of the same. I actually went into the hospital on an Easter Sunday, and I really wanted to go to church that day because Glenn was playing Jesus in the play. So I just thought that was hilarious, and I had to see it in person. And I worked really hard to get in the shower that morning, and I couldn't. I was too sick. My body was failing. He came home from being in that play to find me in a pool of blood and vomit on my apartment floor. And that's when he took me to Salem, and that's when they referred me to Pittsburgh, and I was there until 2 days before July 4th. They released me. My birthday's in August. They released me and told me that I wasn't going to survive to my birthday. I wasn't going to survive another month, enjoy it. You can have all the pain medicine you want if you just want to give up now. And I said, if I'm going to die, I will die trying. So I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to my meetings. I went to my doctor's appointments. I did my psychological assessments. I did everything that they require for a transplant. And I was blessed to get one on December 16th of 2019. And I was home Christmas Eve, which was a huge relief. That's one of my favorite holidays. We actually decorated the tree in October that year because we didn't think that I was gonna make it till Christmas, and they wanted me to enjoy one more tree. So I'm grateful to be here today. I'm grateful that you guys are giving me this time and attention, and grateful for the job that I have, because I know that you guys see it. You guys may have members of your family, friends of friends, or actual direct friends that struggle with this. Maybe you yourself do. And I don't want you to feel embarrassed or ashamed, because that's what almost killed me. I did not want my dad to find out I was an alcoholic, and he knew long before I thought he knew. So I lied to him left and right. And as soon as I was able to be honest and truthful with myself and others, was when the healing truly began. And now I have another layer of accountability. Somebody died to give me life, to give me a new liver. So I eat as healthy as possible. I don't drink. I'll have 6 years in recovery this April, and I'm grateful for every minute of it. So thank you guys for your time.